This is the AMX 13105. This is a French Tier 10 light tank, and the map is Redshire. This is also a ranked battle. It's 3rd division. You have to play light tanks differently in ranked battles. And each division you have to play differently. So this was before I came up with my strategy that allowed me to get to the higher divisions. So I'm not going to play very well. Trigger warning, you might see some gameplay that you will find very offensive. I am not going to do a lot of damage. I'm only going to do 1100 damage, and I'm not going to do a lot of spotting damage. Major trigger warning, major trigger warning. The video is an instructional video to show you how to get behind the enemy. I'm going to get behind the enemy. I'm going to shoot them in the rear. I'm going to hit their rear armor, and I'm going to spot some tanks that are hiding in the backfield. Trigger warning, I'm going to die. Trigger warning, you're not going to see amazing gameplay. Trigger warning. Well, if you think flanking, getting behind the enemy is amazing gameplay, then you are going to see amazing gameplay. If you think dying without doing 5,000 damage, okay, we're going to advance a little bit. So at some point, which might be this point, what I do is I count the red dots on the minimap. I don't know how to play, I'm just a noob. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 2 SPGs, 10, 11. So there's 4. 1 died, so that means there's 3 unspotted tanks. I exclude the SPGs because the SPGs are unlikely to spot me. What I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out how many unspotted tanks are out there that might spot me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a route to get behind the enemy. And you see there's this big gap over here. This is the widest gap. This is a narrow gap. So I'm going to come around this way, and I'm going to come through this way in order to get behind the enemy. If the gap were big this way, I would come around and take this route. The old way was you would come around this way, drive all the way to the corner, go all the way up over here, go all the way up this way, but then they added this castle. You used to be able to do it and get behind the enemy that way. You know, you got to change when they change the maps. Okay, trigger warning, I'm going to die. Not right now, but I'm going to die eventually. Trigger warning, I'm going to use auto aim 3 times in a row without penetrating a tank that doesn't have a lot of armor. Trigger warning. Trigger warning, I'm not going to care when you point it out. Trigger warning, I know I just got hit. Trigger warning, I know that tank was there. You're under a lot of pressure to spot tanks when you're a light tank player, and it largely goes unappreciated. I had a game where I did like 8,000 spotting damage in tier 6. And what did people say? Oh, you had a lucky game? They don't say, what a great job you did for your team. They say, oh no, you're just lucky. Okay, so I'm going to talk real quick about going through the river. What I usually do, it's easier now. It used to be very difficult. I still made it through when it was difficult, but now there's tons of bushes. What I usually do is I'm going to find a spotting bush. You could use this one right here, but because I'm a noob, I'm going to go where it's dangerous, very dangerous. And I go over here. I forgot to wait to turn the binocs on. I didn't wait long enough. I didn't see the binocs. You see, the binocs didn't come on. Trigger warning, I didn't play properly. Could have parked in that bush too. That was a mistake I made. So you can see I'm advancing. I do say you should go through the bushes in some respect. It's better to have bushes around you. I switched sides because I didn't think there was enough bushes. It's better to have bushes surrounding your tank than to be between rows of bushes, is my opinion. You notice that a badger was spotted, which maybe I must have spotted it. Trigger warning, not paying attention. I'm not going to find the SPG, unfortunately. So what you're going to do here is you're going to pick a side. You pick a side either east or west. And because the badger's there, and I'm hoping the SPG's there, I'm going to go that way. And because my allies need my help, I usually go where my allies need my help because I'm not an Unicum purple tank that uses my allies as a meat shield. I actually go where my allies are outnumbered, which puts me at risk because I'm a crap player. So we're going to go find that Badger. We're going to plop him in the rear. You know, I'm just a noob. I must have accidentally hit him in the rear. Couldn't have been on purpose. And then what you do is, while you're reloading, you're going to outmaneuver the enemy. So I don't want to fire. The Badger, he's obviously an unicum, which is indicated by the fact that he's practically camping at the spawn. And he's obviously an unicum because he's crossing an open field when he was just spotted. If he had seen my name, you know what? If you see light tank cheat books on the enemy team, watch your ass. Notice that I'm hitting him. I'm trying to aim for where I think I'm going to set his engine on fire. I'm just a noob. I don't know what I'm doing. Would that work? Would it work if you set the engine on fire? Okay, so that's all the damage. Trigger warning, that's all the damage I'm going to get for the rest of the game. Okay, so I'm reloading. When you're reloading, you want to relocate because you're a red dot on the map right now. So an enemy light tank, I already am aware as to whether the enemy light tanks are out of the game. So they're out of the game already. However, a fast tank will come looking for you in that location. So you use your reload time with the autoloader to relocate to a distant part of the map, which is what we're going to do. Trigger warning, I'm going to use the auto aim. Trigger warning, I'm not going to do any damage. Trigger warning, I'm going to die. You notice I'm not going on the base. Oh, look at that. He's reversing. That's what he's doing is proper. He's reversing because it's unlikely someone's going to approach him from behind, and he knows that I'm here. Okay, so I have no idea what's going to happen. I did make a mistake. There's an enemy spotted over here, and I'm looking for SPGs over here, and I forgot, you know, there's a guy right there. I forgot to heed that warning. Okay, you want to run along the backfield, the red line, as much as possible. Something that I learned, I died a lot learning this. When you are in enemy territory and you're behind them, go all the way to the red line. If they see you, they have to turn their guns all the way around, put the rear of their turrets or tanks to your allies in the north. So don't be up here and up here and up here. If you are here, rush all the way to the back and then shoot them in the rear. They won't, many of them just won't turn around. They'll get shot in the rear and they'll just take it. Had to die many times to learn that. Nobody respects everything that I do and how my stats are poor to learn these techniques. And the unicums, they copy me, get great win rates, and never say, oh, I copied someone else who had to learn it. And he got okay, so this is the mistake I made. Part of it is because on the minimap, I was like, you can't see the name of the tank. You know, it's a mistake I made. Trigger warning, use auto aim. You know, it's effing green. Now, keep in mind, what I'm doing is I'm running. I'm focusing on running away, and that includes positioning my tank. That's not good positioning. That was a bad angle against that tank. Oh, no, actually not. What I'm doing is, when the type of tank he has is a derp gun. So when he's shooting at me, he hit me with HE. If I drive exactly the way I did, his turret has to pan across, which means his reticle blooms. So when you're driving in front of an SPG, you go perpendicular to make the reticle bloom. If you drive towards them or away from them, it's very easy for them to aim at you. At some point, I decided to drive away. You'll notice that I have an angle. Not a perfect angle. Obviously, you don't want to show the rear, but you don't want flat against him. I use the auto aim so that I'm watching the angle of that gun pointed towards the enemy tank, even though I'm not loaded. I'm not planning on firing, but I'm going to keep on watching that angle, going perpendicular again so that it's harder for him to hit me, and I'm using the slope so that It blocks a shot, plus he is stunned. So by going perpendicular, his reticle, he has to pan across the gun again, his reticle blooms again, etc. And of course, I'm waiting to reload because I do want to shoot at him. Notice what I'm doing is I'm going to swing around and go in the other direction, or it's not a good enough slope. I'm seeing green. That's the mistake I made, probably, is I stopped. Okay, so we're going to review this again because you're the unicum and you're the purple player and I'm just a noob. I don't know what I'm doing. We're going to watch the white circle. I'm not afraid to say that I'm afraid to play ranked battles. Now I'm not, but at the time I was really nervous about what to do. I was like, what do I do? Okay, so I came to this point, and you look at your white circle. I'm outside in terms of the IS-7. And what you want to do is you want the enemy to be outside your white circle. When you fire, you guarantee you don't get spotted. But of course, within the yellow circle. I am practicing shooting outside the yellow circle. I'll report on that when I'm better at it. But I made the mistake of not getting the FV outside of my white circle. He's still stunned, so it doesn't matter. But I made the other mistake in that I didn't know really where to go, and I fired at him, and I'm kind of close, you know, I'm really not that far, and I'm not in a bush. So, you know, it was a really poor decision. So please write comments telling me what a poor decision it is, because I haven't heard it yet. Please post it in the forums and on my YouTube channel about what a bad player I am. All the flanking stuff, I know that you are an expert at it because, and you hide it from us in the game, which is why we never see you do it. Okay, so he killed me, trigger warning. And guess what happened? I didn't cry after I died. When I die, I review what I did and I look at my position and I say, what would have happened? I look around me and say, should I have been in a different position? I should have been behind that slope, behind those trees. Should I have knocked a tree down? Should I have used a different round? Did I do something wrong because a tank hit me that I didn't know was there? I look at the mini map before I exit the game. Oh, look at this. I lost. My team is lost on the west side. I actually just realized it now. So I do an evaluation so that I can improve my game. Anything else? No. Okay, so I do instructional videos. It's not about showing you all the amazing damage I do or all the amazing spotting. It's about the technique. I'm doing this with the assumption that you're going to copy my technique to get behind the enemy, to flank them. If you die or if I die, that's our problem. It's your problem if you die. It's not about, I gave you some advice on what to do. Relocate while you're reloading. It's great to do it with an autoloader. Fire when they're outside the white circle. It's best if you've done it many times and you know, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. That's why I screwed up. I was under a little bit of pressure. I'm not playing my A game. I'm going to be honest, I'm a lazy player. While I'm playing, I'm watching TV. And I am actually doing my computer programming work. I flip back and forth. If I think, oh, no one's going to shoot me the next 5 seconds, I flip back and forth with my desktop to click on a button or something like that, talk on the phone. Okay, please post in the comments what a crappy player I am. I want to hear about my 49% win rate.